you should be a monster. You should be ruthlessly ambitious and then learn how to control it. And it's that old expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener out there.
Welcome back, Dane here. Today we are going to tackle the dichotomy between getting fit and maintaining your career success. This was something that I juggled with for a long time, and it's a balancing act that most of you guys are suffering from. So today we're going to talk about, one, the problem that we all face with excelling in our career while also trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle and look the part, right? As the protector and provider of our family or for the people we love in our lives. I want you to understand that this is a process and it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to start integrating into your day different habits and different routines that allow you to make the room in the 24 hours that we're all given in a day. That's the real key here. What we're going to highlight today, guys, is how to make this happen. The best way to do it is to simplify everything. We want to simplify things across nutrition. We want to simplify things across training. We want to simplify our recovery. We want to simplify how that integrates into our lifestyle. So things like prepping and training and timing and nutrient breakdowns, all of that will be tailored to you specifically when you get things right. You've got to understand there's different pieces to the puzzle and you have to master them slowly but surely. But when it comes to mastering our career, most of you probably know what that takes. You understand what time you have to get up. You understand what time you have to shower. You understand what time you have to be at the office. You know when your first call is or when your first appointment is. You guys have that routine down, and you've understood over time that you've built momentum in that routine and focused on the activities that brought you the highest ROI. So most of you guys have excelled in your career because you understood how to implement habits that allowed you to excel in your career. No different when we're trying to get fit. We have to understand we require discipline when we started our business. It required a new set of habits. It required you to become somebody you weren't. So when we're trying to integrate fitness into our busy schedule and we run a business or multiple businesses and we've got a family and we've got kids and a wife, it all comes down to how we prioritize our day, how we schedule our day out, and what we prioritize in our day. And the priority should always be yourself first. Just like they say on a plane, we can't save others until we can save ourselves. You can't save your business, you can't save your employees, you can't save your wife, you can't save your kids until you know how to save yourself. So you've got to understand that the priority needs to be you. And if the priority becomes you, just like it was your business 10 or 15 years ago when I started, if you're anything like me, then you will understand that you've got to start thinking differently. You've got to learn new habits and new routines, and a lot of times you can get those new habits and routines from other people that are successful. Because make no mistake about it, fellas, people are winning. And nowadays, the titans aren't just in the boardroom. They're not just running companies. People expect more from you. People want to look at you and say, I can tell the type of guy you are just by the way you showed up today. I can tell how much discipline you have in your personal life just by the way you present yourself. I know you guys are thinking that, and I know you're feeling that. So it's super critical, fellas, that you start to now be intentional with how you want to show up. And how you want to show up is really in the simplest way. You don't want to complicate it. You want to be able to get the basics down. The basics are, when am I going to train? What hour of the day is that? That's kind of step one. And if it's in the morning, then you want to build a plan that really optimizes that whole morning, from the time you get up to the time you eat a pre-workout, to the time you train, to your post-workout meal, to your first call. If you start to push all that front end, nothing changes. You don't need to create more time. Everyone thinks there's a need to create more time. You need to find the time you already have. And you already have the same amount that I have. You just prioritize it differently. And you have different things on your list that are more important than health and fitness. And now that's about to change, because we're going to start to prioritize you, and you meaning your schedule and your habits are going to change. And we're going to find a way to win both in the gym and in the boardroom, because when you get the two together, my man, things really go. You will come up with a next level of growth in your business, in your life, in your energy, in your sex drive, in your relationships. Like, things just start escalating when you start compounding the right habits. And I know you have installed habits in your life that have made you successful in other areas. So I'm speaking to you because I know you have the belief that a good system that has good habits with great activity will lead to the result. So that's exactly what I'm teaching you here, is that these good habits that you instill start to lead to the result. How do you instill them? You prioritize: 1, where and when am I going to train? 2, you build a meal plan that is optimized around that training schedule and around that day, how much energy you need to put out in the morning versus the afternoon. If you're training in the morning, the way you're going to consume your calories and eat your meals is going to be different than if you're training in the afternoon, alongside if you're training in the evening. So what we like to do with our clients is we like to understand their full schedule. We want to understand, when are you waking up? When are you training? What time's your first call? And we're going to build a macronutrient meal plan that really optimizes that individual's energy and their output so that they have short-term markers that they have to hit in their day. This is how you build momentum. You just give them targets that they have to hit every 3 hours. And if you have good direction, or you put a plan together for yourself, you'll understand that this is a game of inches. It's not a game of home runs, it's a game of inches. And all you got to do is get the next 5 yards, right? And keep moving the chain. And where that transfers in real life is with your nutrition, with showing up, with your training, right? With going to work. When you start putting your health and fitness first, your work starts to really compound. You show up so much better for the people that you serve in the business that you run. There's just no way around it, man. As step 1, pick our time. What time are we going to train and how long are we going to train for? You don't need to be in there for 3 hours, my man. You can be in there for 30 to 45 minutes. We've got our clients, most of them, training 4 days a week for 30 to 45 minutes. And that is in the form of hypertrophy training, which, if you're over 35, is the smartest way to train to make sure that you hold on to that muscle mass. We start decreasing and losing muscle mass after the age of 35. When we start losing that, we start losing a lot of other things. So we want to make sure that our gentlemen, our clients, are building muscle, no matter what sport they partake in, whether it's running or scuba diving or mountain climbing or powerlifting. Muscle has got to be there. All right. So we want to make sure, 1, we're picking a time to train. 2, we're supporting that training time with a proper macronutrient diet that gives us the right amount of energy to get through the whole day. 3, we want to complement that with the appropriate amount of training. We want to expand and grow the body. That's the point of being connected to a goal. You're not just going to go to the gym as a business owner to go in circles. You need to know that you're chasing something. Is it a revenue target? Is it a sales target? Is it a bottom line target? Is it a weight target? You guys need to be chasing something. So we want to chase something and knowing that we are actually changing something in the process. And that comes through part 2, which is nutrition, and part 3, which is training. And when you're training in a hypertrophy style form, you don't need to be in there for 3 hours. You can get this done in a really short period of time. And number 4, guys, is the cardiovascular component to this. Even though we are busy, even though we have putting the right nutrients in and we've trained the right muscle group, after the age of 35, it is absolutely critical that we are doing cardio, right? Whether we've got 10 minutes and we need to squeeze in a HIIT training, or we've got 20 or 30 minutes and we need to do steady state, we need to be doing one or the other. The benefits heavily outweigh all of the reasons why not to do it. For blood flow, for cardiovascular health, for heart health, for every single thing that helps this whole process get better, cardio is the secret sauce. So we've got to make time for that. And when we make time for that and we open up our oxygen and push blood throughout our body, it gives us the energy we need for the rest of the day. So these are some of the tricks that I implemented as a business owner who was running 2 companies at the time, and I just had my second child and prioritized my marriage and family as well. I realized, man, I'm losing control here. I don't have the ability to be successful in my business and make time for my health. And I told myself that story for 3.5 years, and I watched me go from a highly active, fit person with a great attitude to a successful person who had more money than he did 3 years ago, but was completely miserable, had compromised my health and my happiness and my joy and my confidence throughout the process. So I knew that there was a heavy cost for that. And if you're watching this, dude, chances are you're feeling that pressure as well. So I'm here to tell you, it can happen for you. It can happen very easily. We're not building rocket ships here. We're understanding where you are. We're understanding what your day consists of. We're understanding what outcomes you want. And you're putting together a plan just like an architect would put together a plan for a builder who wanted to build a home. And you have the conviction of, okay, I wake up at this time, I train at this time, I eat at this time, I sleep at this time, right? These things compound. This is a system just like the business system that I built. You believe in it. When you believe in it, you get pulled closer to it and you invest more into it. So now all of a sudden, you don't have to make time, or you don't have to use the excuse that I don't have time. You have prioritized it. You now have to make time for other stuff because your health and fitness are sitting in the captain seat. And that's where you want to be, man. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Be the leader. Take control. Stop making excuses, man. Like, I did it for long enough. I'm here doing this and sharing this from pure passion because I'm telling you, dude, your life will get 110% better the moment you prioritize yourself. The moment you stop being lazy and stop just going through the motions or delaying things. If you're getting up and going to the gym and taking time away from your family or your employees or your wife or your kid, then get the result you want. And you only get the result you want by getting the right playbook. And when you have the right playbook, you can execute that playbook on your own schedule. That's the beauty. So that's what I did, my man. That's exactly what I did. It took me almost 3.5 years to get that thing right, but I found a way to integrate nutrition that worked for me, training that was smart and kept me healthy, growing, and continuing to be confident. It helped a system that held me accountable and a mindset that became unbreakable over time, that there was no compromising when it came to my health and fitness. Career was second because I can't show up for my career unless I can show up for myself. And I wanted the world to see that. So if you're a man that's on a mission and you're feeling this message, then this is for you. I encourage you, guys, click the link in my description, check out our 8-week challenge, or just book a call with me. I do calls, free strategy calls with the right guys all the time. I'm always evaluating where we can bring the right men into our program. One thing I will tell you, I do not need more clients. I need more success stories. And what that means is I need more men who have a burning desire to change, who have a burning desire to get better. And if that's you, and you just want to figure out what are the pieces of the puzzle and how do I put them together, I want to wake up and not have to think about this anymore. I just want to do and wake up one day and have the result, then this is your chance. Book a call with me. Let's jump on. I'll find out where you're at, man, and see if I can help you. Either way, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't, I'm going through the drill. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit me a comment, man. I'd love to know what you thought of this video, where I was on, what you relate to, and what you want to see more of. And that's it. I'm out.